Hey guys, what is going on? Just let me know if you can hear me right quick before I get into it, because sometimes I can't tell if my mic is working. It's good to see everybody here. This is our Missing Person Monday live stream for this week. And sorry, I was trying to see comments. Okay, thank you. Chris said that you can hear me. Excellent, thank you. Anyway, this is, like I said, our Missing Person Monday live stream. We do it every Monday night. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at, I think, 6 or 7 cold cases from Iowa. But before I get into that, let's see who is here. Arctic is here. Absolutely wonderful to have Arctic here, as always. And once again, I apologize to Arctic. I was supposed to be with him or join him on his live stream Saturday night with Miss Ruby to talk about the ELISA Robertson case, and I had some unexpected family stuff come up that I had to help out with, deal with. So, of course, I had messaged Arctic to let him know what was going on, but I apologize once again. I would have loved to have been there, but like I said, it's just stuff out of my control that we were dealing with. So it's always good to have Arctic here. Please do check Arctic out. Chris Gideon is here. Always good to have Chris here. Miss Lisa Joe is here. Always a pleasure. Jocelyn is here. Welcome, Jocelyn. I don't know if she's working or sometimes she checks in from work, but it's good to have Jocelyn here. Let's see. Miss Paula is here. Hello, Miss Paula. I hope you're doing well tonight. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. And I apologize. I was supposed to, I had planned on Friday night doing my True Crime After Dark to take a look at some just current true crime in the news or some missing articles that I'd come across. But it's been a week. That's all I can say. It's been a week. Between the allergies have had me down, between they're still cutting some of the fields, and then the ones that are already cut, they were burning off this week. So between all the smoke and the dust and everything from the harvest in the air, it's just horrible. But anyway, and then like I said, we had family stuff going on, and then today I was having problems with the car. So it's just like, this whole week has been a dumpster fire to put it into context. But it could be worse. So that's all I have to deal with, and I think I'm doing all right. Let's see who else is here. Make sure nobody snuck in on me. Miss Donna is here, Missing and Not Forgotten. Absolutely. Please do check out Miss Donna on Facebook, the Missing and Not Forgotten Facebook group. And I don't know if she's still having problems with Facebook or not. I hope you're getting all that straightened out, Miss Donna. It's good to have you here. Excellent. Everybody says they can hear me. Wonderful. You can hear me but not see me once again tonight. Hopefully because I'm hoping to be able to do a live stream maybe Wednesday night to do like kind of a true crime in the news, whatever you guys want to talk about to kind of make up for not being on this weekend and things of that nature. So hopefully I will be feeling and what have the red stuffy nose and by Wednesday, hopefully, to be able to use my cam. But I just just one of those things. Thank you. Miss Lisa Joe says, thank you. Just glad you're feeling better. You sound better. Yeah, I sound a little bit better than I did. I'm telling you, this weekend, another reason that I couldn't go on Arctic. I mean, I almost practically lost my voice. I mean, it was just so scratchy and irritated and just, but that I love, this is probably my favorite time of the year, fall harvest. And I love everything about the harvest except for the actual harvesting of the fields, if that makes sense. Cause it's just, that's what tears me up so bad now. And, like I said, last time was I guess last Monday was the last time I did a live stream. I lived on the farm all my life. You look like I'd be, think I would be used to it, but I guess the older I get, the the worse my allergies are. But anyway, Miss PJ is here from Lighting Their Way Home. Welcome, Miss PJ. Please do check out Miss PJ, Lighting Their Way Home. And anybody, there's several people in here who have wrenches. You can feel free to, Arctic can throw in his link. Miss PJ can throw in links, her link. Anybody else that's here that I haven't got to. Welcome to anybody who's watching replay. Hello to the lurkers out there. We love our lurkers and our replay crew. Thank you so much. I will be honored. Arctic says I can join him for the next one. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your understanding. Like I said, I did let Arctic know what exactly was going on, so he would understand why. I didn't want him to think I just ditched him for no reason. But anyway. Oh, Miss Jocelyn isn't home today. Excellent. Oh, it's the wrong one, but that's okay. Hello, Miss Paula. Jocelyn, or what am I doing? Hold on. Well, yes, A Voice for the Lost also. Yes, definitely check out A Voice for the Lost. A whole bunch of comments popped up, and I know I lost the one I was looking for. Oh, there it is. Miss Jocelyn says she is home for the day. Excellent. I hope you're getting a chance to relax, ma'am. Thank you, Arctic, is throwing in links for Miss PJ. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss PJ. Yes. Smash that like button, share it. Absolutely. Hashtag it takes a village. Thank you, ma'am. Yep, that is the most important thing you can do. Like, share, comment, share, anywhere and everywhere. It's free, it's easy, takes 2 seconds. Thank you, Arctic. Yes, there's the link to the Missing and Not Forgotten Facebook group. Absolutely. Miss Lisa Joe says she loses her voice a couple of times a year these days. I know. I'm telling you, the older I get, the worse my sensitivity is, I guess, my allergies. All right. Get caught up. That is true. Miss Lisa Joe says depends on the lurker. That is true, But they can lurk, as long as they don't come in chat and cause any problems, They can lurk all they want to. Thank you, Arctic. There's A Voice for the Lost Facebook group. Thank you, thank you. All right, I think I'm caught up. Before, one thing I wanted to do, let me share my screen. We do have a missing slash runaway. Missing. I don't even like to use runaway. Hold on, I'm trying to talk and multitask at the same time, and it's not working. 2 15-year-old girls. One is from Arkansas. The other one, I think, is actually a runaway from Mississippi. But apparently, the one from Mississippi, I don't know if they were talking online. See if my screen. There it is. Change my layout. But this on the right hand side. Let me get rid of these ads so you guys can see, so I can see. Is Natalie Meyer. She is 15 years old. She is the one from Arkansas, and this is from the Goshen area. I was going to look up and see exactly where Goshen was. I've heard of it, but I'm thinking maybe it's in the western, close to the Oklahoma border, maybe around Alma or somewhere around there. I'm sure Arctic knows if it's in that area, if I'm not mistaken, which I entirely could be. But anyway, and the picture on the right, and I believe this was actually taken today because when I give the description, that is the same clothing that they are said to be wearing. So Kira Beckman is the one from Mississippi. They are missing together. Now, I don't know. They went missing sometime this morning. And I don't know if that picture on the right was taken at a school or where it was taken at. But anyway, let me give you the information quickly. Arkansas State Police have asked for the public's help in finding two 15-year-old girls. Natalie Meyer of Goshen is 5'2" tall. She weighs 137 pounds. Brown hair, brown eyes. She was wearing a white zip-up hoodie, a camouflage shirt, and dark pants. Which we'll go when I get done. We'll go back down to that picture. That's exactly what she's wearing in that picture. She is with Kira Beckman, also 15, of Mississippi. Kira was wearing blue and white pants, a dark beanie cap. This is according to the news release from the Arkansas State Police. They were last seen at around 8:30 a.m. This morning, entering the woods outside of Love's truck stop at Interstate 49. It says the accident in Alma. The two, it says they may have hitched a ride from someone traveling on the interstate, which is horrifying. And so if you're in that area, around that area, maybe even over into Oklahoma, you can call the Arkansas State Police at 479-783-5195. And I did check just not too long before I went on, or the live stream started, to see if there's any updates. And unfortunately, I didn't find any updates. So I'm assuming that they're still missing. Once again, there's the pictures. Natalie is on the left, and then that's both of them, Natalie and Kira, on the right. And I think I forgot. Let me put the link to this article in so you guys can share it. I'll put it in chat because I forgot to go back. I just looked it up. I didn't put it in the description, but I will put it in the chat. A link to this article, and I did share it also on my community tab here on Facebook or the YouTube, and I shared it on Facebook. I shared the article and then the post from the Arkansas State Police Facebook page. Let me see if anybody's snuck in on me. A bunch of new comments popped up here. Oh, so Miss Lisa Joe was the one bringing lurkers. Are you bringing lurkers in? Hey, we'll take what we can get. We will take what we can get. Let's say, as long as, they don't come in and cause problems. Patriotism is here. Welcome. Good to have you here always. Miss Dandy is here. Always wonderful to have Dandy here. Wonderful human being. Oh, excellent. Okay. Thank you. Arctic says they have been found safe per the Aware Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is excellent news to hear. Like I said, they must not have. All I did, I looked at on Google, and there was no new articles. But excellent. I'm glad they have been found. Excellent, excellent. Always good news when anybody that's missing is found safe. And actually, I was talking to my mom earlier, and a lady she works with, I believe, her brother, who's probably in his late 60s, early 70s, has been missing, and I'm not sure. I don't know if they still live around here. But I've looked, and I did not see any kind of silver alert. And I can't even think of his last name. His first name, I believe, is Randy. But he's been missing since sometime Saturday night. I looked on the Morgan Nick Foundation Facebook page, and I didn't see anything. But anyway, so I'm gonna try to get some more information from my mom and see if they found him yet, or what the deal is. But just trying to read. There's Miss Gail Hurd. Hello, Miss Gail. Good to have you here. Just getting caught up. All my comments jumped, or my chat jumped on me again. Oh, and did I miss Miss Barbara? Oh, there she is. Hello, Miss Barbara Hall. Good to have you here, ma'am. Always good to have you here. Absolute pleasure to have Miss Barbara here. Oh, Miss Farr is here. She's gifting the memberships already. Oh no, she member for 2 months. Excuse me, member for 2 months. Thank you, Miss Farr. Guess what? That gets a moo cow too. Everything gets a moo cow. Let me find it. Oh goodness, can't keep my cows in order tonight. Thank you. Sorry, you got a bonus cow for that one. I hit it again accidentally. Thank you, Miss Farr, for all your support. Sorry, my comments keep jumping on me. Miss Farr is an angel. All the support. She's always gifting memberships. Yes, Patriot says, "Can we see the cow?" Yep, there's a cow. You got a double dose of the cow. But yes, we love Miss Farr around here. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Was talking about going back to the girls. Thankfully, they've been found safe. But yeah, that when it said they were thought that they were possibly could be in hitchhiking or got a ride from somebody off the interstate, that just you cringe. I cringed. It was scary. There's Michigan Wifey. Good to have you here, ma'am. Absolutely another great supporter of the channel from the beginning. Oh, almost accidentally put somebody in timeout. Yep, the moo for FARQ. FARQ got the moo. She got the double moo. Arctic is, I know he's not a new member. He's been a member. But thank you so much. So once again. Thank you so much, Arctic. Arctic is always another friend, excellent human being, amazing human being. I appreciate everything he has done, is doing to help me out. Just a excellent person. All right. Let's get caught up quickly and we will get into our missing persons. Oh, there we go. Miss Farr has gifted us Southern Gal True Crime membership. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. We're filling up the pasture tonight. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate it so much. Oh goodness, Arctic. Oh, Arctic's gonna make me laugh. Oh, Miss PJ says they just got a silver alert. What's the name on it? Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to get some more information from my mom and try to get some stats and stuff. And because I don't, like I said, I get notifications for silver alerts, amber alerts, anything that comes out in this area, and I don't know if they have not reported him missing or what's going on. They just said the family is very worried about him. And I think my mom said she had known him, the one that's missing, since they were kids. So like I said, I'm gonna have to get some more information from her and see if what the family's done so far. Oh, Artie said he had to rejoin. Excellent. All right. Okay, so their missing person or silver alert is Stephen Ironside. Let's see if I can find that name. 1 second. If I can type. There it is. All right, let me see if it will share my screen. Once again, excuse the sniffles. I apologize. The sniffing. Oh, that's gonna make me sign in to get it up. Okay, there it goes. Let me change the layout right quick so you guys can see it better. All right, so this is the one that Miss PJ was talking about. Silver alert issued for missing person Stephen Ironside. And there is his picture. And this is from New Hampshire, I'm assuming. So, yes, Concord, New Hampshire. The New Hampshire State Police has activated a silver alert for missing person Stephen Ironside. He was last seen today, Monday, in the area of 20 Maitland Street in Concord. Authorities said Ironside is 70 years old, 5 foot 10 inches tall, 240 pounds, with gray hair and blue eyes. Last seen wearing black shorts, a North Face jacket, and Skechers shoes. Oh, his family said he suffers from dementia and has additional health issues. So anyone with information about his whereabouts should contact the Concord Police Department at 603-225-8600. So we'll get back down to his picture again. So anybody in that area that may be watching now or replay, please do be on the lookout. All right. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to multitask for a second. All right. I promise we will get started. People are going to start leaving in droves. Absolutely. Prayers that Mr. Ironside is found safe. Absolutely. Okay, we will get started. Like I said, Missing Person Monday, we have, I think, 6 or 7 cold cases from Iowa tonight. Once again, these are all from the basic information is from the Charley Project. And I think I did have short articles on all of these I found, except for one, maybe the last one. But first, we have, yes, absolutely. Miss Gail says, I hope Stephen is found safe soon, prayers said. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's always, sorry, bookmarking comment so I wouldn't lose my place. Always scary when anybody goes missing, but to me, or for me, it's when you have children, teenagers, the elderly that go missing. It's just a little bit more. All right, so first we have Dawn Marlene Allen. Miss Allen went missing May 4th, 2011, from Carroll, Iowa. She is classified as endangered missing. She's a white female. She was 50 years old at the time that she went missing. She will be 63 years old today. At the time she went missing, she was 5'2", 140 pounds. She was last seen wearing a multicolored shirt, bright blue sweatpants or knit pants, a silver fossil watch with a black face and a diamond at the 12. I'm assuming it means on the 12 of the watch. A white gold ring with a 3-carat diamond solitaire and possibly brown sandals with black straps. She was carrying a bright orange purse. It had her Samsung Acclaim cell phone in it and car keys with a key fob And I think I did put the ring and the purse, or it's a similar ring and purse. There, those two smaller pictures on the slide there. Well, it says photos of a similar ring and purse were posted with this, so similar. It says at the time she was taking medication to control her blood pressure. She had blonde hair and blue eyes. Her hair was naturally brown, but it was dyed blonde at the time of her disappearance and cut in a short, spiky style. Her ears are double pierced. Her navel is pierced. She does have some tattoos. She has a tattoo of a charm bracelet wrapped around her right ankle, a Tinkerbell cartoon character on her right shoulder blade, and another tattoo. It just says it didn't specify, just says a tattoo at the front of her waistline, and it says she may use the last name of Taylor. So she was last seen near her home in Carroll, Iowa at around 8:30 p.m. on May 4th, 2011. She didn't show up for work at the Carroll subway the next day. She had worked there for 21 years and had never been late or missed work before. Because of this, her boss reported her disappearance to the police immediately. Unfortunately, she has never been seen or heard from again. The morning after her disappearance, her white 2001 Chevy Blazer was found locked and abandoned in the parking lot of the Piranha Club, which is in the 1200 block of Plaza Drive. It hadn't been there when the club closed at 10:30 p.m. the previous day. There was no signs of a struggle at the scene or at her home. Cell phone records indicate her phone was used for the last time at around 3:30 a.m. on May 5th. And then it was apparently turned off a few hours later. Miss Allen was in the process of it. They say an amicable divorce, and at the time she was dating a 54-year-old married man named James Snowville. At the time that she disappeared, they had met several months before. He had claimed that he was separated from his wife, which was untrue. Apparently, authorities thought that he might know her whereabouts, and they did look for him for questioning. But on May 9th, when the police approached him in Coffee County, Kansas, he ended up taking his own life by GSW. So, make of that what you will. It says he had no known history of violence, but about a month before he passed away, he indicated to his brother that something bad was going to happen. And investigators do believe that he was involved in Miss Allen's case. But they don't think he took her to Kansas. She may be somewhere between Coffee County, Kansas, and Carroll, Iowa. Apparently, her adult son passed away suddenly in September of 2010, which was 8 months before her disappearance. She has one surviving son and 4 grandchildren. Authorities stated that she has no history of mental illness. She was not having any problems in her life that they think would have made her just walk away voluntarily. Foul play is suspected in her case. It does remain unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Carroll Police Department at 712-792-3536. And I do have an article with a little bit of information, maybe some additional information. This article is from May of 2011, and she went missing. Authorities have been searching a rural area. Oh, this is when they were searching for her. A rural area in east central Kansas for a missing Iowa woman, Dawn Allen of Carroll. Authorities said an Iowa man sought by police as a witness, James Snowville of Rolfe, Rolfe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He was the one that took his own life. As officers closed in, the 54-year-old had been followed to a rural property in Coffee County, Kansas. Carroll Police Chief Jeff Kaler said the wooded area near where Snowville took his life at that time was being searched because that's where he was found. He did have ties to the area at the time. Kaler said the disappearance of Allen is still being treated as a missing persons case. Investigators say Snowville and Allen met several months ago and they had been dating. Police in Carroll released more details Tuesday in her case that started to unfold. So just go see her disappearance, the basics that I gave to you a while ago. The Snowville guy, he was wanted for questioning in connection. Hold on, my page just jumped on me. He had been wanted in questioning in her disappearance. And then that's when he took his own life as he was being chased by Kansas officers. Kaler said Snowville had called police a couple of times using a prepaid cell phone since the disappearance. It didn't say what he called the police for. Kaler said apparently he used the prepaid cell phones and he had more than one. So typically when we would receive calls, the number wasn't showing up. He was either blocking them or something of that nature. Kaler said his investigators knew Snowville had some connection to this disappearance, so they asked authorities to watch for him. Kaler said Kansas officers found Snowville at a rural property at 6 p.m. He took off on foot. Kaler said that a K-9 unit caught up with Snowville as he crossed a stream, and that was when he took out the firearm and took his own life. Kaler says his self-harm raised more questions about the case. Absolutely. Lots of big red flag there. He said the Allen case is still being handled as a missing persons case. He said obviously it heightens our suspicion about his involvement in her disappearance because a rational person would not get that emotional state just because somebody wanted to talk to him. I absolutely agree with that. Kaler said Snowville did not provide any information about Dawn Allen, who was last seen at the nightclub. That latest development in the case only created more uncertainty for those who knew Allen. Lady named Roxanne said it's scary. We don't know until she is found. We just don't know what happened, and a lot of questions are still out there. It is scary. Allen's son, Greg Taylor, said he was surprised by the news of Snowville's death. The family said they are holding out hope that she would still be found at that time, or that she would be found okay. Snowville's wife has been talking, or at that time was talking with police as well. They said she wasn't able to provide many details to them about the case. And once again, they said he had no record of violence in his past. So once again, they're just going over some details about when she disappeared. Authorities said a search of Snowville's car and the property where he was found would have been. They conducted a search of his car and property. Don't believe they didn't find anything at that time. As I said, at that time they were going to conduct a quadrant search in the wooded area in Kansas to look for any evidence that Dawn Allen may be there, or any evidence of where she might be. Just see if there was any additional information. Police said at the time that her case was highly unusual in many respects. Her home and vehicle, there was no sign of struggle. Once again, her boss had called to report her missing when she didn't show up for work at the subway. Chief Kaler said, we asked friends and family if she'd ever done anything like this. Was she depressed? Were there other issues in her life to make her do something way, way out of the ordinary? And they said there were no indications of that. Investigators found her white Chevy Blazer in the parking lot of a local restaurant, the Piranha Club. Once again, they inspected the vehicle. They found nothing. Someone that said it's definitely bizarre. It's odd. I wouldn't see her as the type of person who'd pack up and leave like that. Kaler said he had also known Miss Allen for more than 20 years. He says she's got kids, grandchildren. They're very concerned. We want, not only for her sake, that we can solve this quickly. So just a little bit of additional information, some statements from the family and law enforcement at the time. All right, let me get into your guys' comments quickly. Get back down to where I was at. There we are. I believe they found her from Arkansas. I believe. Yeah, because I remember the morning that if you're talking about the one in Arkansas, I believe her name was Trixie. Yeah, our very annoying, but it's what it's meant to be, to get your attention. Amber Alert went off for that case very early that morning. I can't remember what morning it was, but she has been found, I believe. Yes. Yeah. Arctic says yes, Trixie was found safe. All right, getting caught up quickly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Arctic is putting in all the links for all our partner and friend creators. Of course, got Miss PJ's link in there. His link to his channel. Alan the Prowl, our friend Dave's channel. Absolutely. Yes, Mind of Monsters, Sunshine. Mr. Steve at True Crime Web. Thank you so much, Arctic. Yes, Chris says Dawn Allen's case is red flag because she's got medicine and she needs it. Yeah, you hear that a lot in these cases, that they have some kind of medication that they absolutely need, absolutely have to have. Very scary. Yes, ma'am. Very sad. And yes, with the red flags. Yeah, with the dating them, Snowvale. I can't remember what his first name is now. He was the married man that she was dating. He was the one that took his own life after just wanting to be, questioned by police. So yeah, lots of red flags. Thank you once again, Miss PJ. Yes, absolutely. Dandy says, I wish Ellie took these cases seriously. Yep, absolutely. Prayers. Yes, absolutely. Chris says, I wish Ellie would communicate with family members if they have something. Yeah. We all know that in cases that maybe not so much missing persons cases, but with, homicide cases or things of that nature, that Ellie does keep stuff to themselves. But, after so many years, you would think, release some information to the public. They might can help. So I absolutely see what you're thinking. Oh, that would be excellent. Excellent. Excuse me. Once again, I apologize for all the sniffling. Just getting caught up quickly in your comments, and we'll move on to the next one. Well, I haven't even been on here an hour yet. We're doing good. Yeah. Arctic told me earlier I've got to be replay crew on the live that I was supposed to be on Saturday, but he said he pulled one of my stunts and was on for, I think, 3 hours or so. Oh, goodness. I'm definitely going to get over there and watch it and share it. I think I can't remember if I shared it. My mind's not working so good today. Yes. Arctic says so much has changed since he was in college. The internet was barely a thing back then. Yes. You know, if, like all things, if the internet and social media was used more to help instead of for all the hate and the, you know, just spreading misinformation and everything that goes on, if, you know, if people will put half as much time into sharing these missing persons and, you know, stuff to that nature, to use it for some good, which, you know, there are, in my opinion, I think more good out there than we see sometimes. But yeah, and plus with the internet, with especially in these cases, these two 15-year-olds, I think it said, well, I can't remember if it was that one or the Trixie, uh, they'd met online with the other missing kids, and just so scary. Yeah, Chris just messaged me the information on which case you're talking about, and I'll definitely look at it. Oh, comments just jumped again. Hold on. Arctic had said something. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Whole bunch of comments just popped up. Yeah, there it is. Arctic said more red flags in this case than a matador fighting a bull. Yeah, yeah, you are definitely right. Yeah, Miss Lisa Joe says she already knows everything about everything, just like I did when I was a teenager. Yeah. Miss Paula said part of Arkansas. Were you talking about the missing, the ones I shared it before we started Iowa? Um, it's in Goshen. I'm assuming it's in the western part of the state. I guess I could look up and see exactly where Goshen, Arkansas is. I've heard of it, like I said, but I don't. I was just going on the assumption that it was in the western part of the state because it mentioned Alma. Let's see. Maps. Uh, oh goodness, what am I doing? Now I'm on Google Maps and I don't know what I did. My computer is running slow as usual. My farm signal is. Oh, I don't need that. Doesn't give me the whole map of Arkansas. Hold on. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, so I was wrong. It is in the west, is in the very northwest corner of Arkansas. Or not very, but up around probably close to the Fayetteville area. That's where Goshen is at. All right. That mystery solved. Okay. Let me get my next one up here. Okay. Get back down to your comments right quick. Get caught up. Arctic, I think that's a good idea that you have, or about getting your PI license. All right. Thank you very much. There is Miss Angie's a link to her channel, Truth and Justice. I can't talk. Truth and Justice channel. Thank you, Miss Gail, for being here. She says, "You guys are great, but I'm so very tired. My strength is gone. At least I made it in a while. I got to go." Thank you, ma'am. I hope you get to feeling better. There's JP. Always good to have John Paul Hansen here. He says, "Stopping in to say hi, a little under the weather, so I'm headed back to bed." I hope I didn't. I probably missed him. I'm still trying to get caught up in comments, but thank you so much for being here. Yeah, if you guys could, John Paul actually has two channels. He has his music channel, which I believe is this profile that he's under or was under when he commented, and then he has a true crime channel, Analyze This, which Arctic has already got in there. Or he's got his music channel. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you. Arctic is on top of it as usual. Oh yeah, Chris was talking about the yeah, Johnny Gosh and Mark Evans case. Yeah. And I think I have one of the missing that I'm going to feature was kind of, well, not really connected to those two cases, but happened around the same time as the Johnny Gosh and Mark Evans case. Because I think the article that I have for that one mentions the Johnny Gosh and Mark Evans cases. And Johnny Gosh, I believe, was one of the first, first or second to ever be featured on the traumatizing milk cartons that they used to do back in the 70s and 80s. Oh, they wonder why people of a certain age are terrified, have issues with this stuff. That's what we grew up with. Is like Arctic said one time, we had our morning breakfast and we were faced with, you could be snatched at any time and taken because they had the missing kids, which, it was a good idea, a good program, but, you traumatized so many of us. But anyway. Thank you. That sums it up. Arctic says Goshen or Goshen, that's Goshen, is a wide spot in the road about an hour and a half hour, 1.5 hours from Fort Smith. Yeah. Yep. It was a little bit more north than I thought it was, but yeah. I was in the general vicinity. At least I knew it was in the western part of Arkansas. Yes, Arctic has covered Johnny Gosh's case. Thank you, Miss Paula. Oh, where'd she go? There it is. We love you here too, Miss Paula. Far says they've never had kids on milk cartons in Australia. Oh, I'm telling you. Like I said, I can understand it was a good idea, with this back in the 70s, 80s, whenever it started. I remember it from the, late 70s, early 80s. I was born in 71. So it was, like Arctic said, like I said, it was kind of traumatizing, eating your Cheerios or your Fruit Loops or whatever you were eating, and you got the missing kids staring at you and instilling the fear in you that you could be snatched at any time. Arctic says there was another paper boy named Eugene that went missing from Iowa during that same time frame. Oh, Miss Jocelyn says that was the name of her first crime-related book as a kid, The Face on the Milk Carton. I'm telling you, it would give you nightmares. Maybe it scared us into, being aware of our surroundings. I don't know. All right, I think I am caught up. Let me mark my place here, and we will get on to the next one. Maybe this is the case. Mark James Warren Allen the second. That's a mouthful. So Mark went missing on March 29th, 1986, from Des Moines, Iowa. As a white male, he was 13 years old at the time he went missing. He would be 52 years old now. At the time he went missing, he was 4'11" and 90 pounds. So he's a little guy. He was last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt, blue denim shorts, white socks, and gray sneakers with Velcro fastenings. He had brown hair and blue eyes. He has a small scar on the top of his head. It says his first name may be spelled with a K instead of a C, and he may be called Marc James Allen by some agencies. So Marc was last seen in Des Moines on March 29th, 1986. He lived with his mother and 2 siblings on Southwest Emma Avenue. On the day of his disappearance, he told his mother he was going to walk to a friend's home down the street and possibly go see a movie. He asked his mother to save some pizza for him to eat when he got home. He never arrived at this friend's house. Marc's mother did not realize that he was missing until the next morning. So apparently she thought maybe that he had spent the night with the friend. So after she called his grandmother and his friends and none of them had seen him, she did call the police. But surprise, surprise, they refused to open an investigation until 48 hours had passed. Marc has never been seen or heard from again. He was raised by his grandmother in Connecticut from age 7 months to age 4.5. He then went to live with his mother in Des Moines until he was 10 years old. Then he moved in with his father in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And then he moved back. Now, I don't know what was going on that he was moving between so much. So after he went to live with his father in Minneapolis, he moved back in with his mother in January of 1985. So like I said, I don't know what was going on, where he was going back and forth between the grandmother, the mother, the father. His mother described him as an intelligent teenager, a good student, but she said he had no common sense and he did have behavioral problems. So police, once again, initially believed that he had run away. He was a runaway when he disappeared in 86. But they began to look at other theories as time passed. Without anyone hearing from him, his case remains unsolved, and it is now classified as a non-family abduction. Drives me nuts when they automatically run away, run away. But if you have any information on Marc's case, you can call the Des Moines Police Department at 515-283-4811. Let me get his article going. All right. Oh, I'm knocking stuff off. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm knocking stuff off my table here. I think this maybe had an interview with his mother. So this article is from iowacoldcases.org. I don't know exactly when it was, but it had just has an interview with his mother. So March 29th, 1986, which was the day before Easter, 13-year-old Marc James Warren Allen told his mother he planned to walk to a friend's house down the street. He never arrived at the neighbor's home, and he has not been seen since. Based on previous, now this is where they mentioned the Johnny Gosch and Eugene Martin. That's the one Arctic was mentioning. So based on previous media reports, Allen initially was thought to be the third Iowa paperboy to vanish without a trace during the 80s. Johnny Gosch, 12, of West Des Moines, disappeared September 5th, 1982. 13-year-old Eugene Martin vanished from Des Moines' south side just 2 years later on August 12th of 84 under very similar circumstances. I might have to look at the Eugene Martin case. I don't think I've looked at that one. I've definitely, of course, looked at Johnny Gosch's case. An in-depth Des Moines Register article on Iowa's missing persons published August 18, 2013 confirmed that Marc Allen was not a paperboy in Des Moines at the time that he disappeared. 3 decades later, however, all 3 boys' cases remain unsolved. Marc's mother, Nancy Allen, admitted her son had been a handful. The teen had been shifted back and forth between her Iowa residence in his father's Minnesota home most of his young life. He'd often gotten into trouble, so that explains the going back and forth between her house, the father's house. I think it said he lived with his grandmother for a time. It said he had often gotten into trouble, but in late November of 2010, a week normally filled with family get-togethers, shopping, and holiday activities, Nancy took time to speak with one of the local news outlets about what it's been like waiting so many years for answers and wondering about the fate of a young son who never quite seemed to fit in. She says it was hard because he had been living with his dad for a while and then came back and lived with me. His younger brother and older sister were real close, and he wanted to be in there with them, close to them, but they never got the chance for that to happen. The night before Easter in 1986, once again, he left his house to go hang out with friends, maybe go to a movie, just as his siblings prepared for a pizza dinner. He walked out the door and the kids were getting ready to have pizza, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. The last thing he said to me as he walked out the door was, "Save me some pizza, Mom. I'll be hungry when I get home." Nancy watched her son walk down the sidewalk past the bushes, and then he was gone. She said he waved when he got to the bushes, and I waved at him, and that was that, and I never saw him again. The next morning, when Nancy realized that Marc had not come home the night before, she knew immediately that something wasn't right, but hoped against hope that he'd prove her wrong. She says it was Easter Sunday, so I thought maybe he went to Grandma's, knowing Grandma would have an Easter basket there for each of the kids. So I asked my mom, but he was not there. I had phone numbers for his friends. I called all of them, and no one had seen him. Allen says she called police, but they told her they couldn't do anything for 48 hours, and days turned into months. Police checked in Minnesota, where Marc's father lived, and in Connecticut, where his paternal grandmother lived. No sign of him there. Allen said that she didn't know whether her son's disappearance was linked to the disappearances of Johnny Gosch and Eugene Martin, but said police seemed reluctant to help her because of the other missing teens. She says, I just feel like at this time they were just afraid of what would happen with the Eugene Martin and the Johnny Gosch thing. I got the distinct feeling that they did not want parents to be frightened to let their children sell newspapers or do different things. The Des Moines Police Department Sergeant Jeff Edwards disagrees. He says, I know detectives followed up on leads that did not pan out. Edwards said in a separate interview they were not able to locate him. He's still listed as a missing person. Marc's mother says she doesn't know whether her son is alive or dead, but that after 25 years, she'd like to know for sure so she and her son can find peace. She says there are times when the news says they found a body and they're not sure yet how old it is, but they're pretty sure it's male. And in one instant, you hold your breath and bite your fingernails and hope that it is not your child. And in other ways, you wish they would come out and say that it is your child so you can finally bury them and go to rest. So once again, Marc was last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt, blue jeans, shorts, white socks, gray tennis shoes. He has a scar on top of his head. To date, there is no definitive evidence connecting Marc's case to that of Johnny Gosch or Eugene Martin. His dental information and things of that nature are entered into NamUs. A DNA sample has been submitted. But as of July of 2016, it says testing was not complete. So hopefully they've completed it by now. So I just wanted to share that with you, what his mom had to say. All right, let me get into your comments again. Oh, sorry, did I say Evans? I might have. Sometimes I get confused. Miss Forrest says in Australia, we very rarely hear of a missing person here, but it's hard to get any info here about any cases or the missing. Mm. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Arctic said, I think Mark, Johnny's, and Eugene's cases are all connected in his opinion. Yeah, because, to me, it doesn't really matter if Mark didn't deliver newspapers. I mean, he was out just walking from his home down don't know how far, it said a neighbor, but it said in the same neighborhood, walking down the street. I guess I'm assuming it was late afternoon or evening, since they were talking about they were fixing to have supper. But yeah, to me, the fact that he wasn't a paper boy doesn't, in my opinion, either necessarily make me think that it's not connected. I would definitely be looking at it as if it were. I said same age range, same time frame. I would definitely be looking into it. I'm not surprised. Miss PJ said YouTube did something with my comment that was weird. Yeah, YouTube is always doing weird stuff. Far says, how long did it take to make it a non-family abduction? Let me go back over to I don't know. I don't think it's specified in the Charley. Let me go back to his Charley Project information. I don't think it's specified how long. It just says police initially believed he had run away from home, but they began to look at other theories as time passed without hearing anything from him. His case remains unsolved and is now classified as a non-family abduction. But it doesn't say when specifically. That is a good question. Excellent question. I don't know. It doesn't say what year, at least, or anything about, when it was actually reclassified. Thank you. Yes, Eugene Martin. Arctic says Eugene Martin was the other paper boy missing from Des Moines since 1984. No, you're correct, Miss PJ. Yeah, I definitely think, surely they have looked into the connection. I mean, to the possible connections, like I said, in my opinion, just because Mark didn't deliver papers, wasn't a paper boy, to me that wouldn't make minimal difference. Thank you. Arctic says Eugene Martin was featured on the milk cartons alongside of Johnny. Oh, thank you, Miss Jocelyn, for being here. She said good night. It's been a long day. I understand. It's been a long week here. Yes. I knew Arctic was going to have something to say about this. He says, well, of course they pulled the 48-hour stuff. They did that in Johnny and Eugene's cases too. That drives me nuts. Yep. Definitely very interesting. You're welcome, Miss Farr. Yep, absolutely. Very similar to, look, all three cases are similar. Absolutely. All right. I am caught up. So we will get moving. Next, we have Crystal Ann Arensdorf. Let me get her. There she is. Crystal went missing on July 4th, 2001, from Dubuque, Iowa. She's a white female. She was 20 years old at the time she disappeared. She'll be 43 today. At the time she disappeared, she was 5'6" and 115 pounds. She was last seen wearing a white polo shirt, tan shorts, black sandals, a gold chain necklace with an opal pendant, an opal ring, and a toe ring. She has blonde hair and brown eyes. She has a mole near her navel. It says she wore blue tinted soft contact lenses at the time of her disappearance. And her ears were double pierced. So Crystal was last seen at approximately 2 a.m. on July 4th in Dubuque. She was at the Knickers Saloon, and that says sometimes it's called the Knickers Tavern, which was in the 2100 block of Central Avenue at the time of her disappearance. Officials announced, and I don't know when this announcement was, how long after she disappeared. Officials announced that Stephen and David Peacock were at the bar on July 4th. The brothers resided in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin at the time. They were questioned about Crystal several times. They did agree to take polygraph exams in April of 2002. Authorities also searched one of their vehicles, but it says they have never been charged in connection to Crystal's case. So I don't know if it was just the fact that they were there at the same time, or surely it had to be more than that, unless there just weren't very many people there at the bar or the tavern when she disappeared. It says Robert Moots was employed as a bartender at Knickers Saloon in 2001. He did plead guilty to serving alcohol to a minor in May of 2002. It says Crystal was underage at the time of her visit to the bar. Moots told authorities that he and Crystal planned to share a cab to East Dubuque, Illinois, after her friends departed from the bar. The plans apparently changed during the evening, and Crystal did not leave with this Moots guy, and he has not been charged in connection to her disappearance. Crystal's family members said that it is uncharacteristic of her to leave without warning. Authorities searched Leisure Lake in Jackson County, Iowa, after a witness reported seeing a body floating in the water on July 16th, 12 days after Crystal vanished. That sighting turned out to be a false alarm. No evidence was discovered at the scene. So apparently, I'm hoping that they mean by false alarm that it was not a body that was floating in the water. Investigators also eliminated Crystal's boyfriend as a possible suspect in her disappearance. In October of 2001, 3 months after she was reported missing, they do say, authorities said they do not believe that she left of her own accord, and her case remains unsolved. So if you have any information about Crystal's case, you can call the Dubuque Police Department at 319-589-4410. Let me find her article. And this article was from, or it was updated of July of this year. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get rid of ads. Oh, come on. Okay, so it's been 23 years since 20-year-old Crystal Arensdorf was last seen on the 4th of July in Dubuque. Arensdorf's disappearance has been a cold case with no evidence and no arrest made. KWWL, which is the website that I'm reading from, sat down with her family members who each hope that someone will come forward with new information to solve the case. Crystal's older sister, Jennifer Herrig, spoke about how she's dealing with the cold case. Herrig said, think of it as if your family, your loved one, how would you feel if you had to go this long with not knowing? Absolutely. On July 3rd of 2001, Arensdorf finished her shift and waited for her boyfriend to celebrate Independence Day. It said they argued over the phone, but she still joined Herrig to watch fireworks in Dubuque. Afterwards, they parted ways. Herrig took her car home to avoid drinking and driving, while Arensdorf headed to Knickers Saloon on Central Avenue with her friends. Herrick recounted they went down to the saloon, and then Crystal stayed with some friends of Mom's that Mom worked with. As the night progressed, her friends left. Crystal planned to cross the bridge to East Dubuque with the bartender, which is where apparently in East Dubuque bars were open later that night. Herrick said, you always knew where she was. However, after the bartender got the bar cleaned up, Crystal was nowhere to be found for the cab ride. She was last seen around 2 a.m. on July 4th, and later that morning, her family began to worry. Herrick said her boyfriend called me the next morning to ask where she was, and I said, "What do you mean? She's with you?" No trace of her whereabouts has been found since. Police initiated a missing persons report on July 5th, but no evidence or charges came from the few suspects. 23 years later, nobody has come forward with substantial information about her night at the saloon. Her older brother, Michael Beam, had a message for the community. He says, if you know something, say something. Absolutely. And he says, don't be that guy that lets other people suffer. Crystal will be 43 years old today. Despite hundreds of tips, her case remains cold, leaving her family without answers. Herrick says it's just kind of a feeling we get from when people talk about Crystal is that, oh, this person knows something but won't say something because they're scared. In June, Iowa Attorney General Brenna Byrd launched a cold case unit to investigate statewide cold cases. Attorney General Byrd said in a June press conference, when someone is the victim of a homicide or goes missing, it affects not just their friends and family who miss them forever, but the entire community mourns their loss. The unit includes 3 full-time investigators and a prosecutor working with local law enforcement. Crystal's family hopes new investigation and tips will bring an end to their decades-long nightmare. Beam said, just give me a gravesite where I can go and mourn because I got nothing. Her family says that's what she wanted most in life, was to become a mother. Her older sister, Melissa Siegert, recounted memories with her. She said, we all went through her stuff, and she had like baby books. She wanted a kid, and she had just gotten a puppy. Her family says that the saloon was packed with people that night celebrating the 4th of July. That leads them to believe that someone had to have seen her and that someone out there may know something. Her case is still active with the Dubuque Police Department. A tip from anyone, big or small, could lead to a break in the case. So if anybody has any information that they feel could help this investigation, it should be sent to investigator Kurt Rosenthal at krosen@cityofdubuque.org. And you can also call the numbers I gave you earlier or 911. And they can get you in touch with the proper authorities. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, and most definitely heartbreaking. Chris says, unless someone was making stuff up, that's true. Yes, 23 years is a long time to be waiting on answers. You are correct. All right. Next we have Michael James Delaney. Let me find his. There it is. Michael has been missing since July 3rd of 2008 from Davenport, Iowa. He was 49 years old when he went missing. He'll be 66 today. At the time he went missing, he was 5'10", 190 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Michael was last seen in Davenport on July 3rd, 2008. He lived with his teenage daughter at the time of his disappearance and contacted her several times a day. His truck, a white extended cab, 1999 to 2004, A Chevy Silverado with Z71 on the side of the box disappeared with him. He had recently purchased the truck and he had not registered or licensed it, and it had a license plate that did not belong to it on it. It says he was not eligible to register a vehicle because of his driving history. It says Mark Edward Hanlon. I believe that's the smaller picture there on the slide. Mark Edward Hanlon is considered a person of interest in Delaney's case. He is wanted for stealing money from a Moline, Illinois restaurant and for taking a white 2000 Chevy Silverado pickup from a Bettendorf, Iowa dealership in June of 2008. It says this may have been the car Delaney was driving. So the same truck. I guess that's what they mean. Authorities haven't stated why they think that Hanlon may have been involved in the disappearance. He is missing under suspicious circumstances, and foul play is possible in his case, and it remains unsolved. So if you have any information in Michael's case, call the Davenport Police Department at 563-326-7979. And let me see. An article on him. This article is from October of 2018. Michael James Delaney, last seen July 3rd, 2008. His disappearance was regarded as suspicious because he lived with his 17-year-old daughter with whom he spoke several times a day. Also missing once again was his Chevy Silverado. Delaney had purchased the truck around the time of his disappearance, but he had not registered it because of his driving history. Once again, I gotta get ads out of the way. Hold on. It said at the time, authorities asked anyone who had sold such a truck to contact them. Several weeks later, Davenport police said they were seeking a person of interest in Delaney's case, Mark Edward Hanlon, of 53. He was wanted on warrants by both the Bettendorf and Moline police departments, and police suspected him of taking a white Chevy Silverado pickup truck from the dealership in June of 2008, not returning it. And he also, like I said earlier, allegedly stole money from the restaurant. Hanlon was taken into custody during September of 2008. He was charged with burglary. He served time in prison. He was let out in 2014. He later failed to report to his parole officer, and his current offender status is listed as absconder, according to the Cold Cases website. Right, so that was just a little bit of information on the Mr. Hanlon there. So all they mentioned, like I said, they never said exactly why they think this Mark Edward Hanlon might have had something to do with the disappearance, just that he stole a truck that could be, I'm assuming, if I'm understanding correctly, stole the truck that could be in the same one. Maybe, I don't know. I'm confused by that. Could be the same one that Michael was driving when he disappeared. I may have misunderstood that, but that's the only connection that I see, or that they released publicly. All right, a whole bunch of comments popped up. Hold on. Trying to find where I left off at. No, I keep losing my cursor. My cursor keeps disappearing. Yep, definitely. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, Far said red flags of the same truck. Yeah, unless I misunderstood or missed something, that's the only connection that I can see they made between Hanlon and the connection between him and Michael, which is the gentleman that disappeared, was maybe thought the truck that Hanlon stole was the one that Michael had bought, or something to that nature. Absolutely. Forrest says so many cases where people have been missing so long. Absolutely. All right. All right. Next we have, this is an oldie, 1960. Let me get the information up. And I may have to look into this one some more and do a short video on this one, because it did have the Charley Project had a bunch of get your red flags ready for this one also. So this is Darleen Mae Fitchett. Darleen went missing on January 19th, 1960. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. She's a white female. She was just 28 years old when she went missing. She will be 93 years old today. Her height and weight was unknown at the time she disappeared. It says she was battling thyroid cancer at the time of her disappearance. She needed life-sustaining medication, and all of her medication was left behind. Her maiden name was Boyd, or is Boyd. Some agencies spell her first name the traditional spelling, Darlene. It says that she was supposed to have been wearing prescription eyeglasses, but they were left behind. So Darleen was last seen at her home in the 600 block of East Pleasant View Drive in Des Moines on the night of January 19th, 1960. She was ironing clothes in the basement, and her 3 children heard arguing with their father. Darleen's 9-year-old daughter, Heather, heard banging sounds coming from the basement and the sound of her mother yelling for help. Heather tried to leave her bedroom, but the door was locked, and the father told her to go back to bed. Later, Heather heard more noises coming from the basement, possibly sawing or digging noises. At around midnight, Darleen's husband, Allenson Lance Malcolm Fitchett Jr., told Heather and her 6-year-old brother that their mother had just up and left and gone to California. So he got them and their baby sister up to take them to his sister's home in Adel, Iowa, so she could care for them. Darleen, of course, has never been seen again. She left behind all of her belongings, including her glasses, medication, and vehicle. But curiously, the bedding and curtains from her bedroom also disappeared the same night that she disappeared. The day after Darleen vanished, her husband, Lance, traded in his dark green panel truck for a new van. He didn't report his wife missing of his own accord. Concerned friends and neighbors told police about her disappearance. On February 8th of 1960, when law enforcement asked him where Darleen was, he said she had left him for another man and gone to California. At the time of Darleen's disappearance, the couple's marriage was troubled, and both Lance and Darleen were seeing other people. Darleen's boyfriend was a sailor. He had even come to visit the house in December of 1959 with the husband's blessing. Darleen and her boyfriend, they opened up a joint bank account at the local bank. The boyfriend was at sea at the time of Darleen's disappearance. Lance was having an affair with a woman named Colleen. She moved into the home shortly after Darleen vanished. In June of 1960, just as Lance and Colleen were about to move to California with the 3 children, Darleen's mother confronted the family and demanded to know what had happened to Darleen. And Lance's sister told her that Darleen had simply just left. So apparently Heather, which was one of the daughters, told her grandmother about the events of January 19th, and Lance gave written permission for Darleen's parents in Dexter, Iowa, to raise the children. Heather later said that prior to her disappearance, Darleen had told her she was afraid that her husband would kill her. Although Darleen's body has never been found, police are investigating her case as an unsolved homicide. In June of 2014, they did dig up the basement of the family's former home, They used ground penetrating radar. It showed that someone had dug a hole under the concrete, approximately 5 feet by 2 feet, but the search of the basement turned up nothing. So obviously, Lance, the husband, is the primary suspect in Darlene's presumed homicide. He passed away in 2005. Authorities would still like to find Darlene's remains for the sake of her family. Absolutely. So if you have any information on this case, you can call the Des Moines Police Department at 515-283-4864. And let me find her article. This article just gives a little bit about the excavation, the digging that they did in the basement. And this article is from June of 2014. It says neighbors watched in astonishment as a home on the corner of Pleasant View Drive turned into a bizarre crime scene. Des Moines police spent the entire day digging up the home's basement after getting a tip about a 54-year-old cold case. Detective Danny White said, we received tips from family members that there could be a body buried in the basement. Darleen Fitchett was in her late 20s when she vanished in 1960. Her family is convinced that her husband, who passed away just a few years ago, took her life one night and buried her body in the family's basement. White said that they did have facts to justify the digging. The couple's daughter recently came forward about her mother, who has been listed as a missing person ever since her disappearance because a body was never found. She told officers her father took the life of her mother 5 decades ago. Authorities say high-tech ground scans indicated the basement was an area of interest, but their efforts did not turn up anything. Officers even brought in cadaver dogs to sniff the soil that came out of the hole. Still no signs. This all came to light a year ago, as of 2014. Sorry, ads are jumping in front of me. This all came to light a year ago when Fitchett's family members, who now live out of state, saw the house on the market and called authorities to ask them to check the basement. A young couple now, or at that time, lived there and was fully cooperative with letting police tear up their basement. Authorities say the basement was their strongest lead, but since they did not find Darlene, they will now follow up on other leads. White said that after 54 years, police are not giving up on this case. So it's just some little bit of information about the digging that they did. Let me get any comments right quick. Yes, Paula says, red flaggies, start your engines. Absolutely. I'm telling you, this was one of those. Yep. Well, whenever they leave glasses, I know I just have cheaters, but I know I do not go anywhere without my glasses because otherwise I can't see, or up close I can't see. Yep. All the red flags. Yes, 28 and battling thyroid cancer. Yep. Yeah, that same old story. Oh, she just left. I'm telling you, the same story. We got into an argument and they just left and you never see them again. It's amazing how that happens in every single case. Absolutely. Yep. Arctic says huge red flag that the meds were left behind. Absolutely. Yeah, noises from the basement. Check. We got our checklist. There's Junior. Hey, Junior Johnson. Good to see you. I'm surprised you're up. Good to have you here. I don't know if he's in Michigan or Kentucky. He didn't say, but wherever you are, Junior, I hope you're doing well. Yep, most definitely the biggest artist says, oh, the bedding goes missing and him not reporting the wife missing. Absolutely. I told you, lots and lots. Don't make me bring out the GIF. I don't want to scare everybody. Yep, absolutely. Y'all gonna make me do it. Y'all gonna make me do it. Get ready if you have earbuds in. Arctic said he's gonna have to steal the flags off of mailboxes for all the red flags in this case. Yep, absolutely. Forrest says praying Darlene's remains are found so she can be laid to rest. Absolutely, she can be laid to rest. Her family can get some closure. There's Miss Doris. Hello, Miss Doris. Good to have you here. That's a good question. Paula says, why is she still considered missing? Apparently, because they have never found a body. But I mean, to me, with all the all the red flags, hold on, get ready. Don't get scared, anybody. Hold on, let me find it. When you got those big, huge red flags, you would think, like I said, maybe one day. Thank you once again, Miss PJ. Yeah, Paula says that's a lot of mailboxes. Yeah, Arthur's gonna have to play some what they call it, mailbox baseball to steal them red flags, knock them mailboxes off. All right, I think we just got a couple more to go. This is Denise Ordine Fraley. Let me find her. There she is. So Darlene, or Denise, excuse me, I was still thinking about Darlene's case. Denise went missing on September 12th, 1982, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. She's a white female. She was 30 years old at the time she disappeared. She'll be 72 years old today. At the time she went missing, she was 5'4", 115 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes, and her maiden name is Stark. So Denise was last seen in Cedar Rapids. She and her husband, David Fraley, apparently they were in a band and they played at a private party in Cedar Rapids that evening. After that, she was never seen or heard from again. Get your red flags ready on this one. David did not report his wife missing. Denise's family reported her missing over a month after her disappearance, when all their efforts to contact her did not result in she did not get in touch with them. David gave conflicting accounts of just when he had last seen Denise, at the party or at their home afterward. He stated that he had been drinking alcohol and possibly doing a little smoking that night, and his memory was confused as a result. Denise was born and raised in Northwest Missouri. She was a cheerleader in high school. She graduated valedictorian. She met David after she moved to Cedar Rapids to live with her grandmother. They married in 1975. After their daughter was born in 1979, Denise stayed home to take care of her while David worked. They were also active in the local music scene. Denise sang and David played the piano. It says there were episodes of DV in the marriage at least twice. Denise was hospitalized for injuries allegedly inflicted by her husband, but he claimed that she was the aggressor in the fights and he was only defending himself. He filed for divorce in May of 1982, and a judge granted a restraining order prohibiting him from contacting Denise or their daughter. Denise was attempting to reconcile with David, however, and they spent Labor Day weekend together with Denise's sister in Missouri. After Denise's disappearance, it was determined that the couple had used illegal substances and had both been couriers, as they say. Several of Denise's relatives in her home state of Missouri received a note from David shortly after her disappearance. And this message stated, Denise Fraley, don't mess with the mafia. All righty. David, his explanation to Denise's family was that she had tried to run off with several thousands of dollars in substance money, which was not hers, and he was afraid that the mafia wanted to kill her. He stated that her family should not travel to Iowa as a result. Well, wasn't that nice of him? Denise's family members stayed away for 6 months after she was reported missing as a result of David's warning. Her mother and sister made several trips to Cedar Rapids starting in March of 1983. They hired an attorney to get temporary custody of Denise and David's daughter. While the child was living with her aunt, she stated that she had seen her mother weighted down with rocks and thrown in a river. But investigators said they are uncertain if that story is true because at the time it said the daughter would have only been a toddler when her mother disappeared. Now, I mean, I guess the toddler, I don't know, could remember maybe something, I don't know. Surely he wouldn't have, I don't know, wouldn't have taken her out, but you never know. I don't know. Wouldn't have taken her out if if he had tied her, thrown her in a river. Oh, horrifying if true. So their divorce became final in 1984. David was granted permanent custody of the child. Authorities indicated that David was considered the prime suspect in his wife's case, but he has never been charged due to a lack of evidence. So foul play is suspected in Denise's disappearance. I don't think the mafia had anything to do with it. I think, in my opinion, this was just her husband's way of. This once again, my opinion, but the husband's way of. Oh yeah, the mafia did it. Stay away. Told her family to stay away. For 6 months. Oh yeah. So if you have any information on Denise's case, you can call the Cedar Rapids Police Department at 319-286-5346. I think I do have one more. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. No, I thought I had some additional information, but once again, in my opinion, I think all the information I would need to make an opinion is right there in the Charley Project information. Yeah, I'm not buying the mafia story. I know things like that did happen with the mafia, but I don't know. I don't believe his story about the note, or the note and just I'm not buying it. Oh well, happy birthday, Junior. Junior says it's my birthday, just came home from my daughter's. Oh, excellent. That sounds like a wonderful way to spend your birthday. Happy birthday. And I forgot to, I downloaded some, because I think on the last live stream it was somebody's birthday or fixing to be somebody's birthday. And I said I was going to download some gifts or make some gifts to play for birthdays. And I forgot to download or upload them to my computer. But happy birthday, Junior. Hope it was the best. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss PJ. Do check out our Arctic Fox True Crime. And Junior says he is in Michigan tonight. Excellent. There's Miss Michelle. Hello, Miss Michelle. She says she will be listening. Thank you for being here, Michelle. There's Miss Duchess. She says, hey, here listening, Southern Gal. Thank you for sharing the missing. Absolutely. Thank you for everything you do, Duchess, and all these wonderful creators that you and Arctic and Miss PJ and all the ones that we've named in here. Who's else is in here? Yes, absolutely. Do please. I'm sure somebody's already thrown in Dutch's link. Arctic is probably on it as usual. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for listening. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Fellow friend and advocate. Thank you. I knew Arctic would get it in there. Absolutely do check out Miss PJ. Yep, I agree. Arctic says, yeah, I'll call BS that this tiny woman was the aggressor. Yeah, I wouldn't really buy on that either. I mean, I know absolutely women can be aggressive and be the instigators in DV, but I don't know, with all his story about the mafia and all this crap, yeah, I'm not buying it. Absolutely. Yep. Far says she's looking in the direction of the husband. Yep. Yes, he does sound like a piece of shite. Uh, yeah, Miss PJ says too many blame the mafia. And this was back in let me see, 82. So yeah, the mafia was still, I know that fragments of what they call, not the traditional, what I, because I am interested in like the back in the day, the Italian mafia and stuff. But yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that story. Absolutely. Everybody's saying happy birthday to Junior. Arctic says he's got all his fingers and toes pointed at the hubby. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes for Junior. Oh, I thought that. Okay, those are birthday cakes. At first, I thought it was a bottle or a glass, beer glasses. Sorry, birthday cakes. Uh, right now, I would take either one. It's not even my birthday. You're absolutely welcome, Junior. Yep, Miss Barbara says BS on this one, talking about Denise's case. Yep. And I think, yep, that was the last one I had for the night. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Yeah, I love that show. Artie says, I mean, this is Iowa, not an episode of The Sopranos. That show is still one of my favorite shows to this day. I probably watched every episode, 20 times because I bought all the DVDs of every season when it came out on DVD. And now I go back and binge watch some on it's on one of the streaming services I have. Love that show. Miss PJ says I still think I'm 20. Yeah, in my mind, I'm still in my 20s. Now my body's a different story. All the aches and pains. Oh, you're not old, Miss Barbara. You're not old. Yep, Miss PJ says everyone is young. Yep. Oh, you're not old. All right. Has anybody got anything else? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the wonderful support. Once again, Miss Farr has been a member for 2 months. It says Arctic is a new member. He's not a new member. He's been a member. And Miss Farr also gifted us Southern Guide True Crime membership. Thank you so much. So we get, and if you can't afford to be a member or donate, that is perfectly fine. Just as important, maybe more important, sharing, like, shares, comments. They're all free. They're all easy. Subbing is easy, free. The more subs, likes, comments, shares, that gets this information out to more people. So everybody gets a cow. So that is a thank you to everybody who supports in every way. Like I said, not just through memberships and Although that's greatly appreciated, memberships and donations. But yes, everything that everybody does is important. Oh goodness. Oh, hold on. Let me get back in the down to where I was. Paula says she loves the West Wing and Friends. I watched Friends. I don't think I ever. I might have caught a couple of episodes of West Wing. I think I actually have that on my streaming list to watch binge watch at some point. Thank you, Miss Farr. Thank you for everything that you do, for everything that everybody does. Stay safe, love and light. Absolutely. Oh goodness, Arctic says he's going to be 50 soon. Looking forward to AARP and senior discounts at Golden Corral. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm 50. How old am I? 50, 53. Um, and to me, I don't know. I started feeling really old when talking about AARP. My mom gets the magazine, AARP magazine. And whenever, like, John Bon Jovi and people like that started showing up at Cyndi Lauper, started showing up on the cover of AARP magazine, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so old. That made me feel old. Mm. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you, Miss Paula. Miss Barb is laughing at something. I don't know what y'all laughing at. I'm trying to get caught up in comments. Absolutely. I always forget to thank everybody. The mods, yeah, everybody who has a wrench. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arctic, for throwing links in for me, and Miss PJ. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. Always a wonderful chat. Stay safe. Absolutely. It's fine, Miss Paula. Like I said, it's probably maybe more important. Like, share, comment. Helps get this information out. We love you too, Miss Paula. Yeah. Far says she started feeling old at 55. Yeah, I think when I hit 40, I started on the downhill slide. Oh, that reminds me. Miss PJ says I'm watching all the movies on Netflix. I like the Dating Game Killer, Maud Gertrude. Uh, hopefully I get. I'm assuming Arctic is still here. Arctic, you said there was. It was something about. It had fire in the title. You had. It was on Netflix. I think you said. A true crime movie or documentary. You said was definitely worth watching. Now that I finally got remembered the password to get back into my Netflix account, and I forgot the name of it. You mentioned it. Oh God, probably a month or so ago. It had fire in the title. If that makes any sense. Okay, Miss PJ, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that last. Gertrude Benazuski. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Absolutely. We love Miss Paula and Miss Barbara and everyone here. Oh, bless your heart. Miss PJ says she is. I knew you were some kind of teacher. I didn't know. She says she is a preschool teacher. Woo! I love kids, but you must have the patience of a saint. Uh, yeah, I'm a preschool teacher. I have to pretend I'm young. Yeah, Miss Barb says she would love to go back to 40 and stay. Me too. Uh, I'll have to do that. Miss PJ says Google her. It's an interesting Indiana case. I will absolutely do that. Yes, Rodney Akala was a dating show offender. I'm gonna try to check that out. Chris said Miss PJ has a fun stream tomorrow night. Oh, is that the one where you play? Was it words? Playing words? I get the notifications when you do that, and I'm at work or doing something. Yeah, Arctic says it's really bad when your spouse is younger than you and you start talking about a show from your childhood and they don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, same here. I don't have a spouse, but yeah, especially when before I started doing what I'm doing now, when I, worked with the public and with other people, and most of them were a lot younger than me, and I would mention a show or a band or something. They'd be like, "Huh? We don't know what that is. Who is that? What is that?" And I was like, "Oh God." Yes, Miss Betty. Words on Stream. I'm gonna definitely have to check that out. I'm gonna have to do. Are you talking about the Rodney Ocala? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I haven't got a chance yet to. I know of the case, but I haven't done a lot of reading up, deep dive about it. I think I've watched a couple of the TV shows, or like on the ID channel, have done, of course, done things about the case. But yeah, I'm definitely going to research it some more, and I might do a live stream or a video on it. Maybe a live stream. Absolutely. Thank you. That was it. Down into the Fire of the Lost Daughter. Thank you. I may watch that tonight because I have the ball game muted over here on the TV. I don't even know. I don't even care what the score is. Um, I don't know what the score is. Anyway, yes, that was it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm definitely going to check that out. I said for some reason, somehow I got logged out of my Netflix shared Netflix account that me and my brother share. And neither one of us could remember the password, but it was under his email, so he had to go in and change the password. So he gave me the new password finally. But I know he's busy, so anyway, so I got to get back into Netflix because I wanted to watch that. Now that Arctic reminded me of the name of it, watch all the new Menendez brothers thing they got going on Netflix, and I still haven't watched Dahmer yet either. The first season of that show, Monsters, because the third season is going to be about Ed Gein. I think I mentioned that last Monday, the live stream. And Charlie Hunnam, if anybody watched Sons of Anarchy, he is going to play Ed Gein in the third season. So I'm very excited. Thank you, thank you. Arctic put in the link. Thank you. Miss PJ says she watched Dahmer. Yep, that's I want to. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna watch Dahmer, the Menendez, because I think that is the same kind of like an anthology series. The same people did Dahmer, the Menendez, and then they're doing the third season whenever it comes out. Is going to be about Ed Gein. Yes, Miss Paula says these dating shows need better background checks. I agree with you absolutely. Oh, Junior says Howdy Doody was his favorite show when he was a kid. That tells you how old I am. I watched reruns of Howdy Doody. That's like I don't know. Miss PJ says, or are there still dating shows on? Oh, I don't know. What was you? I don't watch reality TV. I mean, I think the most reality TV show I watch is Deadliest Catch. I don't know if you consider Bachelor and Bachelorette. Would they be considered dating shows? Oh, ooh, oh, wrong one. But Arctic said there's the Bachelor and Love. Oh, I forgot about Love Island. Yeah. But Miss PJ mentioned Charmed. I love Charmed when it was on. I still binge watch. Of course, I watched it back in the day when it was on. Uh, Gilmore Girls. I've never sat down and watched the whole series, every episode, but I've caught a few episodes of Gilmore Girls. But yes, I loved Charmed. Once again, still one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I loved Charmed. I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charmed. They were on, I think, about the same time. Um, Angel, the spinoff from Buffy. Supernatural. I love Supernatural. All those what I call my weird shows that nobody will watch with me. Yeah, yeah, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I don't know. I guess I don't know if they would be considered dating shows, but not. They're definitely not game shows. But yeah. But I watched the dating game back in the. Well, they had the dating game, and then they had the newlywed game, whatever it was called. I love the newlywed game. I don't either. Miss PJ says she doesn't get out much. I don't either. Most of the time, it's on purpose. I don't people very well anymore. Uh, oh goodness. Barb says I have some good stories from the dating site I was on one time. Miss Barb, am I going to have you back on here with me to tell us your dating site stories? We would love to hear that. Oh goodness. Oh yeah, now they got the Golden Bachelor. Oh Lord, there's just too many. Oh, like I said, I don't watch a lot of what they call reality TV. I can't do it. The only thing was it called The Amazing Race. We'll watch it every once in a while, but I can't do like this. Not Survivor, Big Brother, and The Bachelor, and The Bachelorette, and then all the Bachelor shows they have. I can't do any of that stuff. I can't. uh oh, Echoes is here. Hello, hello. How are you doing? For anybody who doesn't know, Echoes 14 is my brother, one of my brothers. To Catch a Smuggler. Is that a TV show? Oh, yeah, I see you. I see you waving now. Good to have you here. I heard you on the phone earlier with mom. To Catch a Smuggler. Wait, let me go back. Is that a show? That sounds familiar. Oh, cool. Arctic says he has Howdy Doody and 8mm films that his grandmother left. Excellent. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Love Connection. I remember that was on. There's Vid, our other Ange, one of the Anges that we have in here. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. As always, Arctic is on the ball. Miss Barb, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to come on here with me again and tell us about your dating site stories. Most definitely. Paula says she loves The Amazing Race, Big Brother, and Survivor. Yes, like I said, I will watch every once in a while. We'll watch The Amazing Race if we're just flipping through channels and it's on. Once again, I tried to watch Big Brother. I can't. I can't. Survivor, I watched Survivor. I think, I don't know, when Survivor first started, it was okay. But now it's just, I don't know, ridiculous. And in my opinion, and once again, like I said, I don't watch reality TV, but to me, in my opinion, reality TV, and I'm doing air quotes, reality TV is more scripted than actual fiction TV. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm behind in comments. I'm trying to get caught up. I didn't see you till just now. Yes, we're gonna have to all get on panel and have Miss Barb tell her dating site stories. Now I will watch American Idol. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the last full season I watched. Maybe I did binge watch. I think it was maybe last season. It was on. I binge watched it, but I think the last season, that's been years ago, that I watched a full season was maybe whatever the last season was. It had that there was somebody on from Arkansas that made it pretty far. Like I said, that's been years and years. But yes, any kind of singing show, I like to watch it. I watched some few episodes of The Voice. Like I said, once again, it's if they happen to be on when we're flipping through channels. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, I didn't know that's what that was called. I have watched that, To Catch a Smuggler. Yes, like reality TV show at airports where they catch people smuggling substances. Yes, I will watch that once again if I'm flipping through channels. I forgot that that's what it was called though. Thank you. Somebody Vid agrees with me. She's so true. Reality TV is totally scripted. Yeah, and like I said, I do watch Deadliest Catch. And I mean, you can't fake that, but yeah, they add some drama even into, like Deadliest Catch. So, for rating, I understand that they got to have the ratings, but thank you, Junior. Junior says he's going to bed. Yes, thank you. Don't forget to upvote. Hit that like button. Absolutely. Thank you, Junior. Happy birthday again, Junior. I'm sorry I didn't. I'm gonna have to remember to upload my gift, my birthday gifts to play whenever somebody has a birthday. Yes. Now I know there are because I watched the original Unsolved Mysteries on the TV, back in the day. I think is it on Netflix or one of the streaming services? They have kind of like a reboot or new episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. And yes, I have watched a couple episodes of it on ID channel, the real homicides on real murders on Elm Street. Yes, guess that connect. Yes, guess that connect. Guess that connection. Horror movie fans. I got it. I got it. Love me some Freddy Krueger. Lord, Arctic is talking about eye candy. Uh, well, we're glad to have you here. Miss Barb says she doesn't watch any TV anymore. She hangs out with us. We love you having you hang out with us, Miss Barbara. Yes, now that I finally remembered to ask Arctic the name of that, I'm definitely going to watch it. Into the Fire. Arctic says it's an awesome docuseries. Yes, I saw that video that Vid put up of going to the Halloween houses. I loved it. Loved it. Paula says she loves her eye candy also. All right. Anybody got anything else? I know we've got the Delphi trials that's going on. I have to watch. I'm picky about my creators or things that I watch about Delphi because everybody knows what a circus that has been. But apparently today they had I guess maybe they showed some of the crime scene photos just from, I know creators are going live earlier talking about crime scene photos. So I may, when we get done here, watch some of that to see what was going on today in that trial. Oh, cool. That would be cool. Vid says, she says there's a Halloween event. I might go to Saturday. Maybe I'll try to live stream. That would be excellent. I haven't been to a haunted house in so long. We used to go through them all the time when we were, because I think it was, I don't know if Echoes is still here. Was it 105, Magic 105 that had the awesome haunted houses in Little Rock? We went just about every year for a few years there. Paula says, "What do you think of the Sarah Boone case?" Oh God, Sarah Boone. You might have to remind me which one. I know that name is familiar. Hold on. See exactly which one that is. Oh goodness. What did I do? Oh. Trying to type. Okay, that trial is going on. Oh yeah, she's the one that zipped up her boyfriend in the suitcase woman. Oh yeah. Oh my Lord. I haven't watched any of that trial, but now the only thing I've watched about that is just the basics of it. And something I was watching showed the video that she took while she had him zipped up in the suitcase, and she's just sitting there laughing. Oh yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, like I said, I don't have time to really sit down and watch, you know, 5 or 6 hours, because I know a lot of creators. I know Grizzly True Crime. She's been doing the oh shoot, which case has she been doing? I don't think it's Sarah Boone. She's been live streaming the one of the cases that's going on now. But I don't have time to sit and watch 5, 6, 7 hours of test of a trial. But now it depends on trial. Now if I had the time and they were televised in Delphi, I would make time to sit down and watch it, most definitely. But like I said, they definitely not televised. They're not even releasing or having any audio from that trial. So basically, all you can get is from mainstream news, whatever they report, or YouTube creators or whatever that actually get in to get the seats. So I think they only make a certain number of seats available to non-media, non-family members. So I've been watching some creators that have been covering it. Like I said, I'm picky and choosy about the creators I watch covering that kind of stuff. I think I didn't get to see it. I think Mr. Steve maybe on his members only yesterday, and maybe on his live stream he did the other night was talking about it. So I'm gonna have to get over there and see what he has to say. And I may, if depending on who was live streaming or have videos tonight on YouTube or today on YouTube, I'll have to go watch and see what's happening. Right, and on a whole batch of comments just popped up. Yes, Arctic sent me messaged me a picture of him in his Halloween mask, and it is awesome. And you said Duchess is going to have a on Halloween night. I'm going to have a live stream, a Halloween party, a costume live stream. That's going to be so much fun. But yes, I loved Arctic's mask. It is very appropriate for him. Oh, says he can't see anything out of it. Well, that's not good. Oh goodness. It has been so long since I dressed up as anything for Halloween. Because when I worked, of course, we dressed up as kids, obviously, but when I worked at the pizza place years and years ago, we would dress up. And I always dressed up as a vampire. I love vampires, so I was always some kind of vampire. I'm trying to think of when I worked for Wally World, we could dress up. I don't think I ever dressed up at Wally World. Yes, any kind of vampire. That's what I always dress. I'd probably either now be a vampire or second choice would be a zombie. I love every zombie. So since it is so close to Halloween, what is everybody's big plans for Halloween? I probably won't do nothing. I don't even know what day of the week Halloween is on this year. I'll probably be home watching horror movies in my pajamas in the bed. Oh yeah, the Quentin Simon case. Yeah, that Miss Barbara says she's been listening to the Quentin Simon case. Yes, that is horrible. Absolutely horrible. That might be the case that Grizzly True Crime has been streaming. I can't remember. I got to get caught up with that. Yes, Leilani Simon, yes, is the mother. Quentin Simon was her little boy. Oh God, he's a cutest little boy, and I don't think they ever found his body. I think maybe they searched the landfill, I believe. Oh, I missed that. I was gonna highlight that comment. Vid said, let me go back. Miss Ange says ABC 57 interviewed her today outside the courthouse. Oh, that's right. You're in Delphi, right? You're in Delphi. So what did they ask you, if you don't mind saying? Yeah, Miss Barbara's telling Art that you're going to miss out on the candy if he doesn't fix his math problem. Yes, Far says, how did it go today? Yes. I forgot that, yes, you're in Delphi, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, thank you. Yes, the suitcase killer, Sarah Boone. Yep. Sorry, I missed some of these comments earlier when I was scrolling through. They keep jumping on me. Um, are you talking about Delphi, Richard R.A., Richard Allen? Miss Paula says, what happens if he doesn't get convicted? If you're talking about Richard Allen, oh, God, I don't know. Oh, because there's one, and like I have reserve. I mean, because obviously in Delphi, we don't, we don't have all the information that, but there are a lot of people who think that he's not guilty. I'm not saying that I don't know for sure one way or the other, but if he doesn't get convicted, I don't know. Miss Barb says she believes he is guilty. Awesome Far says that would be her choices too, vampire or zombie. Yep. Love the vampires, love the zombies. When The Walking Dead came out, well, I read some of the graphic novels that Walking Dead was based on. And then, of course, they've had all the original Walking Dead and then all the spin-offs that I'm still trying to get caught up on to binge watch. But I love, yes. Zombies will probably be my second favorite after vampires. That sounds like fun. Vid says they'll probably start a pit fire and pass out candy with a movie in the background. Yeah, we don't have any little ones anymore that are young enough to trick or treat. We have everybody's teenagers now. But I still like watching. I always loved handing out candy to see all the little kids. They were so cute. Oh, so you've been out to the bridge? Vid said they asked her about going out to the bridge and what it felt like. I can imagine going out to that bridge, just knowing what happened there. And I know they've done a lot of work on it now, but I just couldn't imagine going anybody walking across it. I mean, it was so old and rickety, and there was no guardrails. I mean, I know it's changed now. Most of it, I think, is blocked off now, right? And they did put platforms out there that you can go out and stand on and look. But just, it gives me chills just thinking about being out there. Oh, did I find him? Talking about Quentin Simon. He wasn't. Oh, that's right. Yes, he was in the landfill. I think about somebody. They're talking about another case that they searched a landfill for a woman. I can't think right now. I've got so many cases running around in my head. Oh, that's excellent. Vid says they also ask her how I gave out safety stuff at the memorial walk and promoted safety. Excellent. Oh, thank you. Now I forgot what I asked you to talk about. Maybe Delphi. Yeah, I'm the same way. Arthur says, "Don't get me started on Delphi." I know. I just uh, Miss Paula says, "Any updates on the West Memphis 3 case?" Not that I've heard. I mean, the last is the DNA. They still haven't, as far as I know, tested anything yet on the DNA. So I'm telling you, just in my opinion, they're not going to do anything with the West Memphis 3 case until every official from judges on down that had anything to do with that case is still alive or has still in office and has anything to do with that case. Like I said, my opinion, nothing's going to get done until, you know, till everybody that has had anything to do with that case is, like I said, no longer on this earth, or they've stepped down from office, retired, whatever. They might do something then. I said that's just my opinion, but it's, don't get me started on West Memphis 3. Uh, yes, Far says her son has all the Walking Dead comic books, graphic novels. Yep. I read some of the first ones. I think my oldest nephew actually had them, was reading them, and I borrowed them from him and read some of them. Oh, I love Buffy. Miss PJ, or PJ, yeah, not Miss PJ, Miss Ange says, "P.S. Southern Gal, it's funny you like vampires. I just started rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Tubi. I love Buffy. I have all the seasons on. I'm sorry if y'all hear a scratching sound. I know sometimes my earbud wire scratches. Yes, I have all the. Well, I guess DVDs are considered dinosaurs now, but I have every season of Buffy on DVD, every season of Angel on DVD. I love Buffy. I think I have some of the Charmed on DVD, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Vid said you're talking about the bridge. Said it was creepy and sad. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you, Suzanne Simpson. Yes, I think they were maybe looking in the landfill for her. And I believe her husband was arrested. I don't know if he's been charged in connection to her disappearance. I haven't read anything about that in the last few days. I know he was arrested for something. Her husband was. Yes, talking about the bridge. Miss Anne says, yes, part of it is actually safe now. And that's why my hubby will let me walk out on it. Yeah, just all the video I've seen of it, especially before they um, put the platforms out and put the guardrails up on some of it. You wouldn't catch me out on it. This girl's afraid of heights. Um, oh goodness. Don't get me started on that either, Arctic. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, and speaking of teen pop singers, now I never listened to One Direction. They were a boy band kind of. I was too old by the time they came along. I'm trying to think if my niece listened to them. But apparently one of their singers either fell. Now I don't know. Some accounts I've read said he fell off the balcony. Some said he went off on purpose. One of the singers or one of the guys that was in One Direction. That's a sad thing. But yeah, you wouldn't catch me out on the Delphi Bridge. I'm too afraid of heights. Oh, Miss Ange says, we've been on walks at the park. They are currently searching for Suzanne. My daughter lives like 15 minutes from there. Oh my goodness. Didn't they have that video of her? Or am I thinking about another case in the black dress or whatever? Maybe right before she went missing, or I mean, right after she went missing. Uh, Excellent. Far says her sister loved Buffy, called her first son Connor. Okay, thank you. Talking about Suzanne's husband, he was charged for a weapon. I knew they charged him with something, but I didn't think it was actually related to her disappearance. But maybe it was a way to get him in custody so they could maybe investigate further and they would know where he was. Far said I remember Bay City Rollers. Far says the only boy band I listened to was Bay City Rollers. I don't know. In the 80s, I don't think there were any really boy bands in the 80s. I think what boy bands came around in what, maybe the late 80s, early 90s. The first boy band I remember that I liked was the New Kids on the Block, and then you had Backstreet Boys that came along like a few years after them. Yes, either fell or jumped. Like I said, in the articles I've read, some say he accident, then some say kind of allude to the fact that it may have been on purpose. I don't know. I got to read up some more articles on that. Vid says she left the Bay City Rollers. Yes, thank you, Miss Paula. Liam Payne. Yes, from One Direction. I couldn't think of his name. Now, far as talking about Vegemite sandwiches again. Now you're gonna have that song in my head. Oh, Miss Ange, you said the magic words right there. Duran Duran. My first ever, what you call it, band crush. And I still love them to this day. Always will be one of my favorite bands of all time. My first, like I said, my first crush. I mean, my wall, and I don't even know how, it was in early 80s. So I was probably what, maybe 12 or 13, 11, 12, 13. My whole walls, all four walls of my bedroom were plastered, paper, wallpapered with Duran Duran posters and pictures. Yes, ma'am. Yes, New Kids started in the 80s, and then Backstreet Boys came around in what, the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Miss Paula says she liked One Direction. Yep, I love the Ramones too, absolutely. For punk, absolutely. Old school punk. I don't know what there's a lot of punk bands around these days. Or what traditional punk, I don't know. Green Day back in the day was considered punk, I think. I have one of those too, I believe, somewhere. Miss Ange says, so I still have my Rio record album. Yes, I had Rio as far as vinyl goes, Rio, and I believe Seven in the Ragged Tiger on vinyl. And I don't know if Echoes is still here, but he is a vinyl collector in the family, or he used to be. I don't know if he still is. Yep, I love me some Fleetwood Mac too, Miss Barbara. Absolutely. Oh, now everything's turning blue over here. Yes, Fleetwood Mac is excellent music. Miss Paula says her New Kids was her first band crush. After that, Backstreet Boys, Nicholas Shea. It's hot. Yes. Yep, Duran Duran, which Duran Duran wasn't a boy band, which I mean they were pretty young, but they weren't teenagers when they were out. But yeah, I think that was boy band started more in the 90s into the 2000s and beyond. Arctic says he also likes Fleetwood Mac. Yes, Seven. If you're talking about Seven in the Ragged Tiger, that's probably my favorite one by them. Favorite album. But Rio is probably, yeah, Seven in the Ragged Tiger and Rio. Absolutely. Fleetwood Mac is great. Trying to see. The Ravens won the ball game. It was the Ravens and the Buccaneers. All right, guys. You got anything else? If not, we will start getting out of here. It's been 2.5 hours. That's not bad. Not too bad. But once again, I thank everybody for being here. Everybody who's watching replay. Thank you for everybody. Yeah, once again, don't forget to hit that like button, share it anywhere and everywhere you can to get the information out about these cold cases that we talked about tonight. Thank you to all the lurkers. Thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you to everybody, all the mods, everybody who has wrenches, throwing in links for me. I appreciate it. I always forget to say thank you for that. So, let me do some multitasking here for a second. There it is. So with that, I will say good night to everybody. And like I said, hopefully maybe Wednesday night, I'll be able to get back on here to make up for not being on Friday night. And we'll just talk about I've got some articles I have saved up that I was going to do this past Friday. We'll do those, and we talk about any of the cases in the news. Excuse me. Thank you, Miss Barb. And so we'll do that. Kind of true crime in the news live stream. Thank you, Arctic. You're an angel. I love you. That's a good question. Miss Paula says, is the Blue Beacon, and I know what you're referring to, the West Memphis 3, a national company? I don't know. That is a good question. I will look that up and remind me if you're here, if you can be here Wednesday. Remind me, and I'll let you know. Thank you, Miss Ange. Vid Inquiries. Please do check out Vid Inquiries. Says I will rewatch the important stuff, the missing cases. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Until Wednesday, and I will get that scheduled. Take care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Take care of your fellow human beings. That is the most important thing we can do, is take care of each other. Thanks once again to everybody in chat, watching replay. I love you guys, and I will see you Wednesday.